Yo, yo, yo. I can't walk. I don't have some cool intro, so let's just get to the start of the show. I thought the 4th of July is supposed to be an excuse to get a day off from work to eat barbecue and watch fireworks with your family and friends.
Wrong.
Apparently Nerd Rage doesn't take holidays off, so now we can add parades to the list of places dorks will choose to murder people who have
Absolutely nothing
to do with how shitty their lives are. 21-year-old Bobby Crimo, whose rapper alias happens to be Awake the Rapper,
because I spit hot fire,
shot and killed 7 people while injuring dozens more from a rooftop at a 4th of July parade in Islands Park, Illinois. According to the police, Bobby planned for weeks to dress up like a woman so he could get in and out of where he needed to go unnoticed in order to kill and hurt those people, which tells me that even he knows he looks like
the bitch ass nigga,
and used that fact to his advantage because Bobby knew that if he dressed up like a girl that he would be met with little to no resistance.
You're right, Scoob. We're dealing with one sick son of a bitch.
I can tell by looking at his mugshot that Bobby clearly never had a girlfriend, just like the other mass shooters in the past couple of years, which is why they have so much free time to cause this kind of trouble. However, unlike those other losers, Bobby at least made an attempt to try to be what he thought was cool by getting tattoos and rainbow dye in his hair. Unfortunately for him, the decision to tattoo the word awake on his face was a terrible idea, and when you add the hair dye, Bobby just looked like he's trying way too hard to fit in. When I heard he was a rapper, I was gonna listen to his music but thought twice about it after I actually got a better look at his dumb ass.
You're 5 feet nothing, 100 and nothing, and you got hardly a speck of athletic ability.
This girl, who was his classmate since kindergarten through high school, confirmed everything I already assumed Bobby was as a student.
I have memories of him being really distant and cold if anybody did try to talk to him, showing up late for class, not listening to teachers. He had a dark mind and had been obsessed with guns and weaponry since I was really young, and would doodle weapons on his notebook, and that was something that a friend had brought to my attention the other day. That is a scary, maybe warning sign. I
believe the fact that Bobby didn't learn shit the entire time he was in school has to be one of many contributing factors that led him to murder those people. Without book smarts, even Bobby knows he isn't really qualified to do anything meaningful or lucrative in life because he looks like this.
He reminds me of a medieval restaurant waiter. Like,
if I was at medieval times and saw this face tell me today's specials, I'll admit even my crippled ass would probably tell Bobby to
shut the fuck up and bring me my giant turkey leg, you fucking nothing.
Not knowing or refusing to accept your purpose in life can drive certain individuals into doing some pretty stupid shit. Bobby strikes me as the type of jackass who blows his entire paycheck on drugs to make friends with people who don't want anything to do with him when his money runs out, most notably women. Other than the ones he gets high with, the only chicks Bobby interacts with are his co-workers who pay him no mind because they already know he's a loser. Bobby would never dare try to hit on any female customers at his job because he already knows that a bitch ain't trying to fuck a medieval waiter.
Ew, nigga, you smell like french fries.
I've always felt like attempted suicides are really just extreme cries for help. I believe if you truly wanted to kill yourself, you would know exactly how to do it without the possibility of getting saved. With that being said, Bobby attempted suicide many times before he murdered those innocent people that fateful Independence Day. On one occasion when the police got involved, they confiscated over 12 knives, a dagger, and a fucking sword from him.
What?
Bobby even told the police he wanted to kill himself and members of his family too, but since Bobby looks like this, the cops didn't take him seriously, so they just told him to
shut the fuck up and bring me my giant turkey leg, you fucking nothing.
Having no one else to turn to, Bobby began leaving clues about what he was going to do through his music videos and artwork, but no one paid any attention to that shit neither because Bobby looks like this and he
absolutely sucks!
His dad said he didn't know Bobby wanted to kill people despite all of the evidence I've mentioned in this video so far.
The father says he didn't know about the suicide attempt and didn't believe the other threat was real.
Making threats to the family, I think it was taken out of context where it's like just a child outburst, whatever he was upset about.
A child outburst?
Really? Really?
That tells me his dad doesn't respect his son as a man yet, because Bobby was 19 years old at the time. Whatever he was upset about is confirmation to me that Bobby's dad has never given two shits about any of his son's interests at all, because Bobby's a cross-dressing rapper. I bet whenever Bobby tries to talk to either of his parents about his problems that they even tell him to
Shut the fuck up and bring me my giant turkey leg, you fucking nothing.
because Bobby looks like this. Bobby's dad tried to blame society and the government for making Bobby kill those people, but the police aren't trying to hear any of that shit. In fact, they're trying to charge his dumbass for the murders too, because
You got to be a stupid motherfucker
to help a homicidal loser like Bobby buy guns. If his dad was paying any kind of attention to his son's behavior, he would have known that helping Bobby buy guns was a horrible idea from the start. All of this actually could have been avoided if Bobby and his dad just spent a day together doing all of the things Peter Griffin did with his son Chris when he grew a mustache on Family Guy.
Wow, Dad, you're up early.
Yep, it's a mustache kind of morning, Chris. I watch the sunrise in my jeans, jean shirt, and jean jacket.
Gosh, mustache culture is pretty cool.
You betcha, son. I'm gonna make you some hash browns for breakfast, and then later I'm gonna take you down to the whorehouse to lose your virginity. Would you like that?
Would I?
Because the police say he was paying attention to some political nutjob ideologies on the internet, people want to attach politics to Bobby's actions by saying he's a far-right this or a far-left that. I feel that should be expected from these mass shooters to blame politics to justify their actions, since most of them believe society turned its back on them anyway.
The way reality turned its back on Gary Busey. How am I doing today, Gary Busey? You're doing great. Good. Then I'll keep it up.
I believe lack of sex, companionship, and support from home are the main reasons why these freaks and geeks are driven to murder innocent people. The fact that their victims appear to be chosen at random tells me that they're not being harassed or bullied by other people, but that
Absolutely.
no one's paying attention to them at all in their day-to-day lives, causing them to feel worthless and invisible. So it seems to me like their collective plan going into these mass shootings is to murder as many people as they possibly can before they take their own lives at the end of the killing spree. Most of the recent gunmen lack the courage to pull the trigger on themselves, because I believe in those moments they found out the hard way that deep down in their souls they're nothing more than a bunch of who's gonna end up spending the rest of their lives in prison getting beat the fuck up for their commissary money and reluctantly learning to enjoy
Having butt sex
on a daily basis, because karma's a very mean bitch. The reason why I've invested so much interest in all of this is because these mass shootings are happening in communities that look very similar to the one I currently live in. These days when I leave my house to go to a public place, it feels like I'm playing the lottery with my life. I have no clue if one of these dorks might strike again wherever I'm going, because there are
Millions
of losers in this country who share Bobby's experiences as the story of their lives, so who knows how soon one of them might flip out again.
I can't take it no more.
I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Later that 4th of July night in Orlando, some people thought they heard gunshots at a fireworks show, causing the entire crowd to stampede in search of safety. A little more than a dozen people got trampled in the process. I must confess, when I saw this shit for the first time, I immediately thought of this joke Cedric the Entertainer made from the original Kings of Comedy.
Let about 3-4 people get up and start running right now. Y'all know I ain't lying. If somebody start running right now, it'd be a good 7 or 8 of y'all. Like, what they running? Get Lisa there! Get Lisa! Ooh, girl, they almost got us.
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I'm not trying to die. So, yeah, we just try to, leave as quickly as possible.
No one died, so I think this shit's
Hilarious.
But 12 people got trampled because everyone there shared the same fears as I do when it comes to mass shootings, which, under my circumstances, I find to be
Terrifying.
Like I said at the start of this video, I can't walk. So I have no doubt in my mind that if I was there, I would have been the 13th motherfucker who got trampled, stepped on, and over with no remorse by people trying to save their own asses. If I did happen to get lucky and not get trampled initially, I'm almost certain that I would get shoved out of my wheelchair so it could be used as a shield to protect some asshole from a shooter that was never there to begin with.
And that's the truth, with some cheese on it.
Yeah. There ain't no meatloaf between these buns.
There's people who want to take everybody's guns away because a few assholes abuse their right to bear arms by murdering groups of innocent people when the public least expects it. I'm not one of those people because I happen to enjoy my right to freedom of speech.
The First Amendment is first for a reason. The Second Amendment is just in case the first one doesn't work out.
The Supreme Court just voted to ban abortion because apparently they want Americans to give birth to even more losers like Bobby to terrorize taxpayers when they grow up.
How the fuck does that work?
Like I've said throughout this video, lack of pussy with no hopes of getting any in the future is the main reason why I think these dorks are killing innocent people at random. I realize hoping for more chicks to have mercy sex with these geeks is asking way too much from the young women of this country. I guess that leaves Americans with no other options but to wait for these sex robot bitches to come out and keep these niggas occupied.
What you talking about?
Scientists have created lifelike human-sized dolls that talk and do whatever you want them to do sexually by simply pressing a few buttons on a remote control. They say in about 3 years, these robot sex bitches are going to be in heavy circulation around the world, keeping emo terrorists inside so regular people can go outside with less fear for their lives. Between DoorDash, pornography, streaming apps, social media, video games, and robot sex dolls coming soon, there should be absolutely no reason why these creeps would want to leave the house anymore other than to go to work or buy drugs. When that happens, I don't think we'll have to worry about mass shooters anymore. These niggas will be way too busy fucking their new toys and pimping them out to their friends who can't afford a robot sex bitch of their own. The real question is how many of us will still be alive to actually see this become a reality.
And that's all I have to say about that.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, please subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section below.
Peace. I'm Audi 5000.
Those who wish to follow me, I welcome with my hand. Thank you for being a friend.
And those are my thoughts for this video. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an old crippled bastard. Ooh, 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 ooh. I ain't too proud to beg for your money, so like, share, and subscribe.